Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Noble, the founder and executive director of the Buckley Institute. Welcome to our 15th annual conference. Starting off my speech this year is both easier and harder than in past years. We've been talking about Buckley all day, so it's an easy segue to the institute that bears his name. At the same time, after a full day on Buckley, saying something new is a daunting task. Plus, I'm speaking before Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, one of the country's leading governors and one of the most fearless fighters for conservative values. We're very grateful to him for joining us tonight. When I was an undergraduate at Yale, I felt there was something missing from campus, namely any intellectual diversity whatsoever. I thought a speaker series filling this void could do the Yale student body, myself included, some good. I wasn't sure what to name the effort when, in the fall of 2010, I took a residential college seminar on William F. Buckley, Jr. and the rise of modern conservatism. I realized Buckley was the perfect person to name my new effort after. He challenged the campus orthodoxy just as I wanted to. He did not shy away from robust debate, and he did so with a smile. I approached Christopher Buckley to name the new organization for his father. He gave his blessing, and the organization we know today as the Buckley Institute was launched. We started off small, a small group of us planning our first events in a basement, but we've since become not only the premier organization keeping the legacy of William F. Buckley, Jr. alive for a new generation, but also the guardian of light and truth at Yale. And now here we are this evening, at our largest conference ever. In recent years, it has become increasingly apparent that the Buckley Institute is here to stay. We have received multiple generous endowment gifts, which represent a major vote of confidence in the Buckley Institute's future. Our office now houses William F. Buckley's typewriter and Presidential Medal of Freedom, among other memorabilia, a mini museum for his life and legacy. But our most significant asset is the record level of student membership. Last spring, we counted 820 Buckley Fellows, equivalent to 12% of the undergraduate population. Students turn to the Buckley Institute for ideas they won't otherwise hear on campus. We bring prominent speakers every year, like Douglas Murray, Ayaan Hirsi Ali, Ben Shapiro, and Mike Pompeo, to disrupt the campus echo chamber. Our Luxe Veritas leadership program gives a select group of Buckley Fellows training in public speaking, debate, and writing, the skills they need to lead courageously and effectively both on and off campus. Every semester, we host firing line debates on taboo topics like gender, assisted suicide, and abortion. Our annual trip to Washington, D.C. allows students to connect with the nation's top leaders. And of course, our student paper, the Buckley Beacon, provides an alternate platform for students to share challenging perspectives in print. Our national and Yale student surveys demonstrate that these efforts are more necessary now than ever before. As many of us are still reeling from the assassination of Charlie Kirk, our surveys found that 39% of American college students and 1 in 5 Yale students think violence is justified to stop hate speech. 48% of American college students and 1 in 4 Yale students support shouting down speech they disagree with. In planting the flag for Buckley's legacy at Yale, we are pledging to push back against this ugly strain of violence and censorship. Today, Buckley's legacy suddenly seems more relevant than ever before. The serious examination of higher education that Buckley pioneered with God and Man at Yale has again become a major focus of the national conversation. The civil yet robust debate popularized by Buckley on firing line is in short supply. Anti-Semitism, which Buckley famously sought to eradicate in the conservative movement, is no longer confined to the shadows. Socialism has taken over the mayor's office in the world's historical center of capitalism and finance. It's an understatement to say that we need more Bill Buckleys, and the Buckley Institute is committed to helping the next Bill Buckley grow and thrive. This conference, dedicated to Buckley's centennial and the future of conservatism, is a prime example of how we do just that. Please join me in a round of applause for our amazing speakers today. Thank you to our supporters who have made the Buckley Institute possible since day one. I also want to give a special recognition to the top sponsors for today's conference, Tom and Maren Hood, and Richard and Marilyn Mayer. Thank you so much. Key to the Buckley Institute's success are our student leaders. Thank you for all you do to push for free speech and open debate on campus, and a special thanks to Will Barbee. Thank you also to our board of directors who helped the Buckley Institute grow and thrive. And thank you to our dedicated staff whose work is indispensable to Buckley's continued impact. Last but certainly not least, my husband Nick has been an incredible source of support and help throughout this effort. Thank you for always being there for me. The truth is that while we have focused today on the past, present, and future of the conservative movement in a philosophical and political sense, the real future is here, right here with us. Just a sample of the over 820 Buckley Fellows we counted at the end of last spring. What is more in the Buckley spirit than that? Throughout his life, Buckley never truly left the college campus. He toured the country for speeches and debates, built organizations to bring diverse views to campus, and mentored young conservatives so they could stand, like he did, for what they believe in. The Buckley legacy, as we see it, is much more than his iconic transatlantic accent or his love of debate. It's more than National Review, Firing Line, or his many books. It's his dedication to this country and those who will lead it into a brighter future. So as we chart our course for a future Yale where Buckley's name is on the tip of every tongue, help us make sure that the next Buckley to come through Yale can do so with his or her head held high. Thank you very much.
Good evening and welcome to all of you. I trust you all are enjoying a very delicious dinner. For those of you whom I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Will Barbee, and I am the student president of the William F. Buckley Jr. program at Yale. The other morning, I received a very interesting email. It had to do with today's conference. Apparently, due to, quote, extremely limited seating at the Fellows Workshop held earlier this morning, I would unfortunately be placed on the wait list. I first pinched myself to make sure that I hadn't just dreamt the whole last year of Buckley president tenure. And then next I wondered if the Buckley staff had maybe taken a page out of the Joe Biden playbook and just auto-penned that decision in without me knowing. But I soon realized that I shouldn't be disappointed, quite the opposite, I should be ecstatic, because me being waitlisted meant that there is so much interest in this conference, nearly 300 student fellows are in attendance, that even I couldn't get into every program. I'm not surprised by the surging support. My 3.5 years at Buckley have given me some of the most memorable experiences of my life. I'll never forget the time I spent speed reading Plato's dialogue, The Gorgias, during the Lux et Veritas leadership program while on Miami Beach. When Megan Kelly taught me and my fellow student board members how to take a good picture, it's all in the eyes. Or when I quipped to former Vice President Mike Pence at last year's disinvitation dinner that I was, in fact, the only one in the room who had the title of president. However, what I will cherish most from my time at Buckley are the friends I've made along the way. In my freshman year, I attended a dinner with experts on the Supreme Court. As is traditional at these dinners, we began with brief introductions around the table. Hello, I announced, my name is Will, I'm originally from New York City, and I'm planning to study in history. To my surprise, I turned to my neighbor, implying that he could introduce himself, but he just stared blankly at me for a moment, before finally saying the words, "Hello, my name is Will, I'm a freshman originally from New York City, and I plan to study in history." Though his political views, and I later found out his last name, are different from mine, the other Will and I have maintained a close friendship ever since. Tonight, almost 3 years to the day when we first met, we are once again at a Buckley event, albeit at different tables, I as student president and he as student vice president. That is the promise of friendship that the Buckley program offers to its over 820 student fellows. No matter what, it will always be the people who make Buckley what it is, and they are also what make it so hard to say goodbye, which is why I would like to take the time to thank the people who have made Buckley special for me and for countless others, including the entirety of the 2025 Student Board and the Buckley staff, most especially Laura Noble, without whom none of this would be possible. I would also like to thank all of Buckley's supporters, many of whom are here tonight, for making an indelible impact on my college experience. I am grateful to be leaving this school in 6 months' time with the feeling that I have made the most of my Yale education. That feeling, in no small part, is due to the Buckley Institute. Thank you. In one of my sort of last acts as president actually gets to be one of the most fun things that I get to do all year, which is to announce the winners of Buckley's annual essay contest. Every year, the Buckley Institute hosts 3 essay contests, one for Yale undergraduates, one for undergraduates at any American college or university, and one for American high school students. We received nearly 125 submissions for this year's competitions from students around the country, private and public high schools, Ivy League universities, and state schools. Third place winners for the Yale and high school contest will receive $250. Second place winners will receive $500, and first place winners receive $1,000. Third place winners for the National Undergraduate Essay Contest will receive $500. Second place winners, $1,000, and first place winners will receive $3,000, all of which are in these little envelopes I have right here. Thank you to everyone who submitted an essay for this year's contest, And now, to our essay contest winners. When I say your name, please come up to receive your award. First, our national undergraduate essay contest winners. In third place, Caitlin Tsai, a senior at Duke University. In second place, Anish Swaminathan, a junior at Johns Hopkins University. And in first place, Sidhu Pachipala, a junior at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And now for our Yale undergraduate winners. In third place, Lucas Koutsoukos, a junior from Wilton, Connecticut. In second place, Benjamin Rosenthal, a senior from New York City. And finally, in first place for the Yale Undergraduate Essay Contest, Jeff Fogg, a junior from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And last but not least, our high school essay contest winners, the best from across the country. In third place, Ephraim Blair from Rockville, Maryland, a sophomore at Charles Smith Jewish Day School. In second place, Svetlana Reznikova from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, a senior at Wando High School. And finally, in first place, Nathaniel Marks from New York City, a senior at Regis High School. A sincere congratulations to all of our winners. That concludes my remarks for the evening. A brief reminder that if you would like to submit a question for Governor Ron DeSantis during the Q&A portion of this evening's event, please email your question to info@buckleyinstitute.com. We'll pick things back up in a few minutes with our keynote speaker. Thank you and enjoy the evening.